Welcome to the Local Marketing Source Weekly Update, brought to you by localmarketingsource.com.
This week's Local Marketing Update is brought to you by Scott Gallagher. Scott is the co-founder of Local Marketing Source and has become the recognized expert in providing online marketing services to local businesses. Follow Scott on Twitter at ScottGallagher5 and on Facebook.com/Scott P. Gallagher.
Hey, well, good afternoon, everyone. Scott Gallagher here with Local Marketing Source, bringing you our last call for this year in 2015. I'm up in Canada right now, and if anybody's been in the northeast of North America knows that, boy, did we ever get a snowstorm in the last 24 hours, and it's fantastic. It's been a green Christmas, and now it finally feels like it's winter time, and again, this is the time of year for to plan and get ready for 2016. Now, this week, for today's call, there really has not been a lot of updates or changes, obviously, for good reason, I'm guessing, in the local marketing community. And so today we're going to talk about and finalize and bring together what the discussions we've been having in regards to a plan, your business plan for your agency in 2016. And I just can't emphasize that enough. It just amazes me how many businesses, small businesses, do not have business plans of some sort. And all a business plan is merely a direction that says, this is what we want to get done, and this is what we want to achieve, and this is how we're going to do it. And I advise to have that posted in your office and easily accessible and easily readable on a daily basis. And, that follows fundamental principles in psychology that we create our environment, and we want to create an environment that's conducive to success for us. And what better piece of paper to have than your plan and your direction to look at, of course, with your motivations of your family around and whatnot. And so on that note, actually, I got somebody, Efren, right now. One of our students is just saying he was just at the airport and was supposed to be on the call, but nonetheless. So I want to talk today about my number one key strategy to get clients and break that apart a little bit in regards to the business plan. And that could be a piece of what you guys incorporate into your business plan for 2016. Discuss, we can look at a goal of one client a week or one client a month and the activity that is required to achieve that. And that's going to bring us into the blueprint. If you haven't had a chance to see the Local Marketing Source agency blueprint yet, this is something that you will definitely want to have at your disposal and available. I should be turning off Skype here. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and share my desktop. And we're going to take a look at the blueprint. So just give me one moment here, folks. There, I should be showing my screen right now. You see my notes, and you know what? I did not intend on having this up. This just happens to be up right now, and this is my 2015 business plan that is also available for you guys to look at, and you can break it apart and just identify. When I talk about the number one source of leads is direct mail, and it is very effective. And I highly encourage all businesses to put together a mailing sequence. And just as an example, our first mailers has a DVD in it, and on that DVD is a 2 or 3 minute message that I've created, and after that is my keynote presentation. Your keynote, if you don't have a keynote presentation, that's something that you may want to explore and unequivocally have, because it can be used in a variety of different channels. Included on there is a letter, and the letter basically states, let's go and look at the letter. Marketing, offline marketing. So we just do a quick little mail merge, and the letter is going to doctors, says thanks for opening my package, blah 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 blah. In it there's a DVD. We're in the process of finding one chiropractor in your city. Put in a little testimonial. This is an element of scarcity. Remember, we've talked about that in the past. And that gets sent out. Of course, a business card and the book. If you don't have a book as an internet marketer, your job is to build authority for yourself. You got to be a trustworthy person and identify to your prospects that you are the best person for them to choose and the most capable. We can't go out and get I have a marketing degree, but and it has a specialty in internet marketing, but there's no qualifications that make me good at search engine optimization for a business. My book does that. Heck, you could even, if you don't have anything, there's 3 ways that we look at. We teach to create a book. You can write it from scratch, which generally is the best. And some people have gone on to, I'm in the Local Marketing Source members here, and there is a template. Here's your template for the book that you can download my book as well, and then just plug and play and put your information into it, and then send it to CreateSpace to get printed. It costs me about $2.30 to get my books printed. And that's all in a manila envelope, just a brown 9x12 envelope with handwritten names on it. Dr. whomever from Scott Gallagher. Whoops. Now a week after that, mailer number 2 goes out. We put it in an express pack, which looks like it's like a UPS thing, but it just goes through the regular mail. And if necessary, we'll do a 3rd mailer. These mailers drive traffic to an opt-in page on our website, and from there, prospects can opt in and ultimately get the content and then sign up for an analysis with us, and that's where the sale process ultimately starts. So if you're not doing direct mail, that might be something you want to consider in 2016. And I highly encourage that. Automated webinars and whatnot is another thing that we could talk about at another time. But I want to move over to the mind map now. And if you noticed in the Facebook group as well, the mind map is available for download. And you're going to need to get this software right here, MindJet Mind Manager software. You could use it for free for 30 days. After 30 days, it's a read only, so you can't go in. But I give you the full file here that you can go in and take a look. And if you haven't seen this yet, there's quite a bit that's in here. It's basically, it is a full blueprint for an agency and discusses, for example, marketing your business in the offline marketing world and online marketing world, driving traffic. Direct mail was one that I just discussed with you. And here's the breakdown of the mailer. Speaking engagements are also something, perhaps maybe this is the year for you that you have been established and you are making some revenue now. And to further build your authority and get exposure out there, speaking is a great, great opportunity. And it always comes down, well, how do you get these gigs? How do you get on stages? And mark my words, it's a heck of a lot easier than what you think it is. I remember the first time I wrote an article for a national magazine, and it took me 3 days. And I was so proud of this article, and I thought, holy cow. And then I asked again, can I get this article published? Can I create another article for you? And then that one that I wrote it in 3 hours. And now to create content for me is rather simple. But the point of this story is that I overthunk it, and I overthought of how difficult it might be to get on a stage or get published. And you just got to ask and identify who and the right opportunities are and what stages. Create your right speaker profile package. But I really wanted to get in and show you a little bit and potentially generate some questions is getting into some of the marketing assets. And these are the different assets that I use in my agency to sell my services. And I'm going to point a couple out here that if you do not have a book, that should be on your schedule of 2016. You said we got 3 different ways to write a book. Autoresponders. If you identifying your different opt-in autoresponder channels. So we've got 4 different channels that we can get different opt-ins for. And then there's a sequence that responds back via email when they opt in. The SOS sequence is called a soap opera sequence, and that's a story. Typically 2 or 3 months of autoresponders. I think over the first 2 months I sent 14 emails in my sequence. And I'll just quickly show you, where would this one be? So here's my email autoresponders, and what am I looking for here? I think I'm looking for just a general. No, this is not the one I'm looking for. With chiropractors. So here's my chiropractic autoresponder sequence, and you see, 13 emails it goes out, and it goes out on day 0, day 1, day 3, and we just set it up. Thank you. In this case here, this is after they've opted in for a top 10 report that we give them. Here's your report, and an SOS sequence stands for soap opera series, and you're telling a story, and you may want to opt into mine and get an understanding of my story. So, for example, I'm dealing with chiropractors, and I start to say, my wife, we talk about the Webster's technique and how my son evaded having a C-section because of a technique that chiropractors employ. And so I start to tell that to give a little bit of a relation and generate some of the empathy with my prospects. And that story, the idea of a soap opera series is that, like, soap operas, they don't end. The story is ongoing, but inside each episode, there's a story and an ending for that. But in the bigger picture of it all, there's a bigger story. And so each email is like an episode where you have an objective with that email. I was just looking over here, and let me show you this. So I mapped out all the days, okay? And the objective of the first email was an introduction to me. I want to relate to the audience and an introduction to internet marketing. And then they get their report. The next email, I'm working on credibility, to build credibility for myself. So you can see here that the content that's created achieves each of these objectives, but I tell my personal story around that. And that's what an SOS sequence is. And this works very well. Now, where was I? Let's go back to the mind map. So those are some of your autoresponders. Presentation, that's your keynote. And then an evergreen presentation, we talked about automated webinars. And automated webinars have some great value to it. That's an evergreen webinar. Monthly content, we create monthly content and monthly webinars to our audience. And that, go back to the plan. And, here, for example, every year we map out 12 months of content. How to market your chiropractic firm in 2015, how to optimize your website, how to optimize it for conversion, how to leverage social media, how to, blah, 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 blah. So that's going to be the monthly content, evergreen, we run our keynote presentation in. And the keynote is your best presentation. Put it into the recurring webinar. You can practice it with live webinars, and you can deliver it through different means. And so if you're not, you don't have a lot of practice in doing presentations and whatnot, consider creating a script. Turn off my email as you guys are seeing it here. Getting ready for New Year's Eve. I'm going to be on an island for New Year's Eve that does not have electricity or running water, in a cabin in the bush on the big water. It's going to be pretty awesome. We talked about speaking and a speaker profile, okay, and mapping out the associations within the industries that you're looking at, or local associations, and identifying those, and identify who the players are. And you know what I did in my industry was I got 4 of the 8 board members as clients. I worked very hard on getting them as clients. And then after I over-delivered for them, I got testimonials. And I would go to one of the events, and I got testimonials of 4 board members of that association. That's killer. When you can say, everybody knows who the board members are if they're a part of an association. You say, oh, you know what? I got Larry. Larry's a client of mine. So mapping that out in your business plan and identifying who the players are and who you want to attack with your speaker profile, and getting that profile together, looking at the distribution of it. Is there a video that's involved? Is there DVD? What are the opportunities that exist? We looked a little bit, and we talked a little bit about this offline mailer. I encourage you for that. Videos, what videos are important. And opt-in thank you videos. You've got your different channels that you create. Those are very easy to create. Opt-in videos, we got 4 different videos. Those are very powerful. And inventory of assets is a wonderful, wonderful document. I use the inventory of assets religiously with my clients. Where can I show you another inventory? Inventory. Okay, well, let's look here. Let's go elsewhere. Okay, here's a templated one. Oh, there were no passwords on there. These are just examples. So you can see here, the first tab, got account information, and then all the different profiles that your business is going to be listed on. Have all the usernames and passwords, and different PR and social, and the different videos that you've created, and different articles you've created. And so, the idea of marketing is regurgitating content. Mark my words, guys. If you don't do this, you're going to lose out. You're not going to be able to leverage, and this is a world of a difference. If you're not using this document, go into the portal and get it. It's called the inventory of assets, and we do it specifically for every one of our clients. So get to know that as well. Okay, so I just wanted to give a quick little overview. Now, I anticipate that LMS students are going to be asking questions as they go through some of this in the Facebook group and whatnot, and looking at it, and how do we put together different strategies. I'm not going to get into the operational aspects of it, but there's a lot that's involved in the operation side that you may have a lot of questions about as well, in regards to the different services. What does all this mean? The 3 pillars and implementation, and month 1 and month 2 and ongoing. And what do you do? And where are the documents? What checklist should we be using? What is the quarterly plan? How are we, how are we getting reviews and utilizing the RAP system? What is the RAP system? It's one of my greatest assets for my clients. Okay, so you'll want to go through all of this. There is another download that we have that I have just begun to prepare, and that's going to be over here, and I'll go and post this one into the group as well. And this is the blueprint document that goes alongside the actual mind map. And you can see it's all broken down into the same thing, offline marketing, and it has discussion, high-level discussion of all the different steps, trade shows that we're talking about, and offline and whatnot. So you could utilize this blueprint to formulate your plan. So on that note, I'm going to open the floor to any questions that you guys might have. And perhaps when we've got, if I don't anticipate many changes in the next week at the beginning of the year, we may take a little deeper look into the operational side of aspects. And hopefully we generate some questions in regards to today's call. So I'll hold for a little bit, and I'll be right back and answer any questions that you guys might have. Just put up your hands in the GoToWebinar software, or type the question in.
Well, thanks for watching the Local Marketing Industry Update. We've got these things coming out every single week, so if you liked with what you heard, just click the button right above me right here to subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to get a little bit more, right over here, go check out localmarketingsource.com. We've got free reports that you can grab. You can even register for a free marketing course to get in and see the portal. Or just go ahead and follow us on some of the social channels. We'll be around. Until next time.